What? I couldn't simply represent a community of hairstylists while not setting a good example. Anyways, today is going to be the real first time, hopefully, that I get to take the car out. It now has reverse, which is good. So I'm going to pick up from the footage that I already took of changing the oil for the first time, but just to give you a little rundown, the engine has already run for about 15 minutes. You're not supposed to let it idle for like a really long time before you go out and break it in. What I'm gonna do is go out and break in the rings. I'm gonna keep the combustion chambers in a constant state of pressure and vacuum as much as possible. And I don't mean pressure like boost pressure, because technically it's still naturally aspirated right now without the intercooler piping. What I mean is I need to constantly be accelerating and decelerating, and what that's going to do is push those rings out and get them nice and seated. I'm going to take it out for maybe 15-20 miles, make sure everything is going good, there's no leaks, no burning smells, no smoking, and then we'll get some intercooler piping on it, and then it's off to the dyno. So let's get started. I want to change the oil to just get all that assembly lube out. I'm sure there's going to be some glitter in there. We got fresh cylinder walls, fresh rings, fresh bearings, everything's brand new inside this engine. So I want to change it now to get anything out that might be in there. And I also am borrowing a filter cutter from one of my friends, so I'll be able to cut the oil filter open and see what it caught and get some fresh oil in it and get this thing out in the front yard. It's pretty clear to me. See what it looks like when I investigate the bucket. So I've never taken an oil filter apart before, but honestly it doesn't look too bad. I'm guessing a lot of that goop is the assembly lube. I'm thinking pulling the filter element apart, it's got pretty much nothing in it. It's got some little bits. You know what that goop might also be is from the oil pump, because the oil pump comes assembled, so I don't know if they prime it with some kind of grease like that. But it's definitely got some stuff in there. That's the oil that's in the filter can. From what I hear, it's pretty much normal, nothing to worry about. Oil's got a little shimmer to it, but didn't spit any big pieces out, so definitely not worried yet. Alright, now don't be hating on my Duck Dynasty cold air intake, okay? It's just temporary, because I don't have intercooler piping yet, so we gotta keep everything safe. Got a little mesh down there, hose clamp onto the filter to make sure nothing big gets sucked into that thing, and that'll be good enough. So this is the VVT Beast, and probably tuned right now would make about 135, 140 wheel horsepower. So hope that's enough for you guys. Alright guys, so like I said in the beginning, what I'm going to try to do while I'm driving is be constantly accelerating or decelerating, and that's going to load up the rings and help them break in. So I got to take it to the gas station first, put some fuel in it. I'm going to have Mega Squirt with the laptop. It's running VE Analyze Live, so I don't have to worry about the fueling. It's kind of making adjustments as I'm driving. Don't have to stress over that, and we're just going to see how it goes. Hopefully it goes all well. I'm not really going to be smashing on it, obviously. The intercooler piping isn't even hooked up, so we're probably about 130 wheel horsepower right now. But I need to break myself back into the boosted life, so it'll be good. Oh. The clutch is a little wild. I'm assuming the clutch is probably going to break in a little bit and get even more difficult, but it's manageable so far. Can you hear the EFR? Can you hear the turbo spooling? The shifting feels incredible. I know we're still at low RPM, but it just clicks right through the gears, so effortless. The revs are awesome on this twin disc. You guys saw how light it was compared to stock. Super, super light. The revs are crazy. The clutch is definitely streetable so far. So far, so good. I don't smell anything funky. We're gonna get some fuel and take her out again. So I'm pretty excited right now. I'm also a little nervous. I really need to focus on listening to the car, making sure nothing weird's going on. I'm gonna take it on the freeway right now, pretty much just fluctuate RPM, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm not gonna cruise at a set RPM for any period of time, and then once I put maybe 20, 30 miles on it, maybe 40 or 50, I'll take it back. I'm gonna cut the oil filter open, the brand new one, make sure there's nothing weird in there. I legit want someone to ask me how many miles are on it so I can just be like, oh yeah, the chassis got like 214,000, but the motor's pretty fresh. It's got about 3,000 feet on it. Alright guys, so pretty much everything went well. I should probably be more excited, but I'm still very nervous and just really need to check everything out to make sure it's all good. It's just so much time, so much money. It's so much work, blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this car. I really don't want to mess up anything or do anything wrong, so just gonna take it one step at a time. Right now I'm just checking over everything to look for leaks, look for anything that's funky. The engine's got a whopping 14 miles on it. I'm just checking out, looking for fuel leaks, checking every single little fuel line, all the heater core lines, all the coolant lines. Nothing looks to be leaking. Checking out that oil feed line, that looks dry. Can't really see down below to the drain line, but I'll check that out. There's a little bit of rattling going on with that rear rock guard on the caliper. The exhaust is banging around quite a bit. 3 inches, just super tight fit. So it's gonna take some investigation and I'm sure a little modification to get that to simmer down, but so far so good. So I'm gonna wrap it up right there for now, but as you know, we got tons of content coming for this car. I'm stoked about it. I hope you guys are amped. I'll see you in the next one.
Back from the dead.